What's up, Broncos country? Buckle up. Because today's news is one of those that hits right in the orange and blue heart. Picture this, Trent Sherfield, the wide receiver we just signed to the Denver Broncos, barely stepped foot in Mile High, and is already on the hot seat rumored to be cut before training camp even kicks off. Say what, family? A guy brought in to boost our offense and dominate on special teams is already on the chopping block. Grab your popcorn, tighten that seatbelt, and come with me because this story is heating up and I'm breaking down everything going on behind the scenes with our team. So let's head straight to the huddle, Broncos country, because this play needs to be dissected with care. Our front office, led by mastermind George Payton, brought Trent Sherfield to Denver on a 2-year, $6 million deal. On paper, it looked like a savvy move. A 29-year-old vet with experience on teams like Arizona, San Francisco, Miami, and most recently Minnesota. He's not exactly the type of wideout who'll lead the league in yards, but his resume commands respect, especially on special teams, where he's logged over 1,100 snaps and 8 tackles just last season. The vision was clear: fill the gap left by our special teams ace Tremont Smith, who left for the Houston Texans, and add depth to our wide receiver corps. But hold on, folks, it looks like the plan's starting to unravel before the first snap. Why is Sherfield being called a cut candidate before he's even laced up his cleats for camp? Let's break this down, because this is a play that needs some tactical analysis. First, our wide receiver room is more crowded than a playoff game versus the Chiefs at Empower Field. Since 2023, the Broncos have gone all in on revamping this position, and now it's stacked with talent. We've got Marvin Mims Jr., a rocket ready to take off in 2025 with his big play speed. There's Devin Vell, who flashed real promise last season with crisp roots and reliable hands. Then there's Troy Franklin, a young guy on the rise who could be a deadly weapon for Bo Nix. And as if that wasn't enough, the draft brought in more hungry rookies like Pat Bryant, who showed up with fire in his eyes, and newcomers Jerjuan Newton and Joaquin Davis, both looking to earn a spot. It's a sea of options, and Sherfield, who's not exactly a game-breaking threat on offense, might not have a place on the depth chart. Now let's talk numbers to get the full picture. In his 7 NFL seasons, Sherfield had his best offensive year in 2022 with Miami, when he notched 30 catches for 417 yards and a touchdown, solid numbers for a rotational guy. But his bread and butter has always been special teams, especially in punt and kickoff coverage. And here's where it gets dicey. Broncos country, the Broncos also brought in safety Sam Franklin, another special teams specialist who can eat into Sherfield snaps. Plus, financially speaking, cutting Sherfield doesn't hurt much. It costs just $1 million in dead cap. For a team managing the cap carefully to compete in the AFC West, that's a decision they can make in a heartbeat. So what do you think, family? Are Sherfield's days really numbered, or does he have a wild card up his sleeve? But not all hope is lost for Sherfield. Dan, it's important to look at the flip side. The man's got experience, has played in a variety of offensive systems, and most importantly, he's earned the trust of Sean Payton, our head coach, who doesn't mess around. Payton is known for valuing versatile players, guys who can contribute on multiple fronts. Sherfield's skills on special teams and his ability to run solid routes could make him exactly the kind of player Payton wants on this roster. However, he'll need to prove he can bring more to the table during training camp. Maybe that means clutch hands on third down or the knack for stretching the field for Bo Nix. If he impresses Payton and our new special teams coordinator Darren Rizzi, he might just lock in his spot. But if he doesn't shine, the risk is very real. Remember, Marquez Callaway? He had Payton's stamp of approval from their New Orleans connection, but got cut when he failed to progress. Sherfield better keep his eyes wide open, because Broncos country doesn't forget players who don't deliver. Let's zoom in on what this means for our offense. Bo Nix, entering his second season as QB, is under pressure to take that next step. In 2024, he showed potential to be the guy, but he needs reliable weapons to help the offense soar. Cortland Sutton has already proven he's our W or one to go to guy when we need a clutch play. To make the Mile High crowd erupt, Marvin Mims Jr. is emerging as a true playmaker, turning short passes into 50-yard gains with his speed. But Payton wants more depth, especially for critical third downs or red zone situations, where every yard counts. In theory, Sherfield could be a useful piece there, with short routes and decent hands. But with all this competition, he'll need to prove he's more than just a special teams guy. Can he do it, Broncos country, or will rookies like Newton and Davis steal the spotlight and send Sherfield packing when it comes to special teams? Things get even more interesting. Darren Rizzi, our new coordinator, is coming in with a mission to rebuild a unit that lost key pieces like Tremon Smith and punter Riley Dixon, who's now with Tampa Bay. Sherfield was brought in to be a core special teams guy, the kind of player who flies down the field on punts and kickoffs, makes clutch tackles, and brings energy to the squad. But with the arrival of Sam Franklin, who's also a beast in that area, the competition is heating up. Rizzi wants to build an elite group, and only the best will survive the final cut. To the 53-man roster, Sherfield needs to prove he's indispensable, not just as a hustle guy, but as a leader and a consistent presence. So tell me, Broncos fans, do you think he's got that fire in his chest to wear the orange and blue with pride? To give some context, let's talk about where this team is right now. In 2024, the Broncos finished with 10 wins, an amazing achievement for such a young roster. Sean Payton brought a young and hungry mentality that's clearly working, and Bo Nix is starting to show signs he might be the franchise quarterback we've been dreaming of since Peyton Manning. But to compete in the AFC West, we need a sharp, lean roster. The Chiefs, Chargers, and Raiders are all making moves, and Denver can't afford to fall behind. Cutting a guy like Sherfield, who just got here, might sound crazy, but that's how the NFL works. George Patton and Sean Payton are focused on building the best team possible. And if Sherfield doesn't show his value in training camp, he might end up as just a footnote in the 2025 season. Another thing worth highlighting is the business side of the NFL. Signing and cutting players is part of the game, and the salary cap is a puzzle that Patton handles like a pro. Sherfield's contract has to point for $1 million in dead money if he's cut, not a big burden on the cap. That gives the front office the freedom to make tough decisions without jeopardizing the team's future. At the same time, it gives Sherfield a real shot to prove himself. He's played on winning teams like the 49ers and knows what it takes to survive in this league. If he shows chemistry with Bo Nix or stands out in training camp drills, he could become a key piece. The question is, does he have that extra something that Peyton always looks for? What do you think, Broncos country? Do you believe Sherfield can silence the doubters? And let's not forget the emotional impact this has on the team and the fans. Broncos country is one of the most passionate fan bases in the NFL. We live and breathe this team, and every bit of news hits us deeply. Seeing a guy like Sherfield, who came in with promise, already being discussed as a potential cut can stir up a mix of frustration and hope. Frustration because we want every signing to succeed. Hope because if he's cut, it means the rookies are showing even more potential. Training camp is where dreams are made or broken, and Sherfield is right in the middle of that fight. Will he be the guy who lights up the crowd with a big special teams play? Or will a rookie steal the spotlight? Time will tell, but one thing's for sure, at Mile High, we never give up. Hey, Broncos country, if you're hyped about every update on our team and want to stay in the loop with everything happening at Mile High, make sure to subscribe to the channel right now. This is the place for everyone who lives and breathes Denver Broncos with deep analysis, breaking news, and that straight-up talk only the orange and blue family understands. Smash that like button, turn on notifications, and invite your friends to join this unstoppable fan base. Let's ride together toward the Super Bowl, because Broncos country is stronger than ever, and no one's holding us back. In my view, Sherfield's at a serious crossroads. He's got experience and could be a solid special teams asset, but Peyton's not playing games. If he doesn't show something special on offense, like building a connection with Bo Nix or running routes that stretch the field, the rookies are gonna pass him up. I think he's got the potential to surprise us, especially if Peyton gives him that confidence boost. But the clock is ticking. Training camp will be make or break, and he needs to bring the kind of fire Broncos country loves. What about you, family? Do you think Sherfield will become a key piece or just another name on the cut list? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk it out. So Broncos country, what's the move? Would you give Sherfield one more shot? Or are you all in on the hungry rookies coming in hot? Let us know in the comments, because Denver Broncos fans always have the best field vision. Don't forget to hit that like button, share the video with the orange and blue fam, and subscribe so you don't miss a single play from Mile High. Until the next video, let's ride, because Broncos country never plays to lose.